dear students, today we will study about land pollution. As we have already studied what is land pollution and what are the major land pollutants and what are the major causes and sources of land pollution in our previous classes. Now, today we will study about all the rest of the major causes and major sources of land pollution, plus other factors like greenhouse effect and global warming also, which are the major effects of land pollution. Tons of domestic waste, the tons of domestic waste is dumped every day in on our land and our soil surfaces. Some waste from homes, offices, industries can be recycled or burnt in incinerators. There is still a lot of garbage such as refrigerators and washing machines that are dumped in landfill simply because they cannot be reused in any way or recycled. As I have told in previous lectures of land pollution also, that before dumping any of the waste on the land surface or soil surface, we should firstly treat it and convert it into any form which could be easily degraded, which could be easily disintegrated into the atmosphere and which could cause least pollution or least damage to the living organisms or living beings. So, we should not dump, we should not put any of the waste or any of the materials directly onto our ground, directly onto our land surface or soil surface. So, there are tons of domestic waste which is being dumped directly onto the land surfaces or soil surfaces. Some major and big pollutants like refrigerator and washing machines which are dumped onto the ground and soil surfaces simply because they cannot be reused is very wrong and we should not do that. Plastic bags, as we all know that plastic bags are very harmful for our atmosphere, for our environment. Plastic bags made from low density polyethylene LDPE is virtually indestructible. It is non-degradable, it is non-destructible, it is non-disintegratable. It cannot be disintegrated, it cannot be broken into anything and it creates a colossal, a major environmental hazard. The discarded bags not only causes land pollution and soil pollution, it gets entrapped into the drains, it gets entrapped into the lanes and block drains and sewage system totally. Leftover food, vegetable waste etc., on which cows and dogs feed or animals feed may die due to the choking by plastic bag. This is very bad and very thinkable view that we should not do that and we should try to use non-plastic material as far as possible, because not only it causes land pollution or soil pollution, it also can take anyone's life also. It can also take any animal's life, any living being life also, as I have shown you on the screen that several animals, several cows, dogs and rest animals also feed on the vegetable waste or the leftover food which are dumped onto the land. They try to eat it and the polythene covering that material gets they ingest it, they take it in and the intake of that polythene, that low polythene material, low density polyethylene material doesn't gets broken down, doesn't gets removed off and it badly chokes their food pipe, which can cause their death. So, this is a very pitiable and miserable thing. So, we should think of about it and we should try to include more and more degradable material, more and more degradable bags in our life and we should try to use more and more biodegradable and destructible material like paper bags, jute bags in our day to day life, and we should stop using poly bags and plastic bags. Next, plastic is a non-biodegradable material and burning of plastics in garbage dumps releases highly toxic and poisonous gases like phosphine, dioxin, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, ethylene and other poisonous chlorinated compounds also. So, these all gases, not only plastic is biodegradable, non-biodegradable, non-decomposable, and chokes the animals also, chokes the food pipe of animal. It can get leached into the water also in the contaminating river bodies. Not only all this, it has a different aspect also. It releases when it is being burnt off, when the garbage is burnt off which contains maximum of polybags, it releases major highly toxic gases and poisonous gases into the air or atmosphere like carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, phosgene, ethylene, dioxide, poisonous gases like chlorinated compounds also. Okay. So, we should try to keep a check on it. Now, next is industrial waste, factories, chemical plants, oils, refineries, nuclear waste, disposable activity, large animal farms, coal fired power plants, metal production, factories and other heavy industries all contribute to the land pollution in a major way. Industrial sources, it includes fly ash. All the industrial sources or industrial pollutants include fly ash, chemical residue, metallic and nuclear wastes. Large number of industrial chemicals, dyes, acids, etc. find their way into the soil and are known to create many health hazards including cancer. So, now we should study about a major effect and a major drawback and the major result of land pollution. Global warming and the greenhouse effect. What is global warming and the greenhouse effect? We all can see as in the diagram also. The greenhouse effect, some sunlight that hits, some sunlight here that hits the earth, some sunlight here that hits the earth is reflected and some becomes heated up. The CO2 and other gases in the atmosphere trap the heat and keep the earth warm. Some of the major portion which should be emitted back away does not get back and it causes a rise in the earth's temperature, a rise in the earth condition, earth deterioration as a whole. Difference between global warming and greenhouse effect. The global warming refers to a rise in temperature of surface of earth as a result of excess of harmful rays of sun. The greenhouse effect is a process by which thermal radiation from a planetary surface is absorbed by atmospheric greenhouse gases and re-radiated in all the direction. So, my dear students, greenhouse effect is a process. There are the two different things and both the things are very different from each other. Let us understand in a better way. Global warming refers to a rise in temperature of surface of earth as a result of excess of harmful rays of sun. As I have shown you in the previous slide, excess of harmful rays are trapped onto the atmospheric layer. This is our atmosphere, as we can see. Atmosphere is here and it gets trapped into the atmosphere and does not get reverted back, which it should be. It does not get reverted back, leading to the rise in excessive high temperature of earth. That is called as global warming, and the greenhouse effect is a process by which thermal radiation from a planetary surface is absorbed by the atmospheric greenhouse gases, re-radiated in all the direction. Global warming is a phenomena of a gradual increase in temperature at the earth's surface. This phenomenon has been observed over the past 1 or 2 centuries and has disturbed the climatic pattern of earth very adversely. The scientists have also provided relevant data in support of the fact that temperature of earth is rising constantly day by day. So, my dear students, this is a cause of a worry and we should do not ignore it and we should have a look on it. Global warming is a phenomena by which our earth's temperature is constantly rising and increasing day by day, and scientists have proved it with the relevant data. right. So, it is a high time that human should have a check on its activity, and we should try, all the individuals should responsibly behave and try to reduce the pollution on their own as much as they can. There are several causes of global warming which have a negative effect on human, plants and animal. That means all the biome, all the biomass gets affected with this global warming as a whole. These causes may be natural and it might be outcome of any human activities also. In order to eradicate it totally, it is very important to understand the negative impacts of global warming and pollution. The greenhouse effect is the way in which heat is trapped close to the earth's surface by greenhouse gases. So, greenhouse gases gets trapped onto the earth's surface and get it heated up. That trapped heated up gases leads to a rise in earth's temperature. These heat trapped gases can be thought of like a blanket which is wrapped around the earth, and it is a hot blanket which is wrapped around the earth and it is rising up, it is giving earth a boiling temperature or rising and exceeding temperature which any of the living organism or any of the biomass couldn't tolerate, keeping the planet toastier than it would be without them. So, these greenhouse gases are very harmful for our atmosphere and for our environment. Greenhouse gases include carbon dioxide, methane and nitrous oxides. Scientists have determined that carbon dioxide's warming effect helps stabilize Earth's atmosphere. Remove carbon dioxide and the terrestrial greenhouse effect would collapse. Without carbon dioxide, Earth's surface could be some 33 degree cooler, 33 degree less. Yes, my dear students, now you can imagine how harmful is this greenhouse effect and how it is causing damage to our environment, to our flora, fauna and all the living organism, living beings, all the biomass, all the biome as a whole. 33 degree cooler temperature is a very good temperature, and you can see in that way, you can feel, you can see your way that how these greenhouse gases can elevate the temperature to that extent, 33 degree higher temperature than usually it should be without any greenhouse gas. Now, we should see the effects of global warming. You can see that higher temperature and more heat waves, higher temperature and more heat waves, it causes more droughts and wildfires. Then thawing, permafrost, then less snow and ice. You can see here very easily that all the snow and ice has been reduced. You can see here that grey color hill or grey color mountain is there, which is devoid of, which is without any snow. So, there is very less snow and ice because of this greenhouse effect, because of this global warming. More droughts and wildfires. You can see that these wildfires like wild jungles, trees in the jungles, in the landscapes is causing fires. More droughts, higher temperature and more heat waves are generating. Rising sea level, because of these droughts, rising sea level is there. Ocean has got warmer because the temperature of water is more than usually it should have been. As we have seen in previous slide that it is 33 degree more warmer than it should be without greenhouse gases. The greenhouse gases are causing earth to be 33 degree more heated up than normal temperature. So, more heat in the atmosphere can cause more warmer oceans and more heated up water bodies, because of which all the flora and fauna of the oceans, of the rivers gets damaged. You can see that damaged corals, damaged fishes, they all are worried about their life. Very pitiable condition of our atmosphere, students, I must say. Then because of this high temperature, there are very changes in plant life cycle, plant lives also. Because of high level of sea water and high temperature of water bodies, more water will get evaporated. When more water will get evaporated, then it will cause the formation of more and more clouds, because of which changing rain and snow patterns, and which causes stronger storms also. So, altogether in this picture it is very clear, and you can see that our flora and fauna, our atmosphere, our environment as a whole is getting damaged altogether at all the levels, at water level, at sea level, at land level. Okay, it is getting damaged and affected at all the levels to a very high extent, I must say. So, in this way, my dear students, we have seen that what are the harmful effects of land pollution and how the major changes like greenhouse effect and global warming has caused our earth's temperature to rise to a maximum extent, and because of which all the flora and fauna not only of land but also of water bodies has disturbed a lot. Because of this increase in the earth's temperature, earth's atmosphere, water bodies, the rising level of water bodies are there, plus the evaporation of water causes the water bodies like small water bodies like ponds and lakes to shrink up, as I have shown you in this image, in this screen, that all the water bodies in this, because of this global warming, have been shrinked up. So, my dear students, we can now comprise and summarize all the things all together, like land pollution is a major cause of pollution, major source of pollution, which is altogether caused by 4 different types of sources, 4 different types of causes, like domestic, construction, industrial and commercial. So, domestic waste, domestic sources of land pollution include all the waste, all the decomponents, all the contaminants which are coming from homes, from residential area, and they are dumped every day from offices, homes, industries onto the land surface, onto the soil surface, and they are causing pollution to a major extent. So, my dear students, I have told you in previous lectures also, like we should treat all the pollutants, all the contaminants before putting onto the land or land or soil surface. We should treat them, we should convert it into a form which is more disintegrable, more deteriorable. There is still lot of garbage, like big contaminants, like big garbage like refrigerator, washing machine, which are being dumped onto the land surfaces, as such should be broken down, should be culminated into the pieces, they should be reduced into their size, so that they are easily to be deteriorated, to be disintegrated, and they cause less damage to the atmosphere. So, this is our whole sole responsibility, students. Like secondly, I told you we should avoid using plastic bags, and we should use more and more biodegradable forms, more and more recyclable forms of bags like jutes, paper, etc., and plastic bags should be avoided, because plastic bags causes a major hazard and damage to our environment in many of the ways. First of the way, it can cause choking of food pipe of all the animals, all the living beings when they eat the disposed of food or the rotten food material or the vegetable scraps. When they feed onto it, they ingest, they intake the polythene material, and which is hard to broken up by them, which is hard to chew up by them, and it cause a blocking of their food pipe and their esophagus. Now, Secondly, when it is being burnt into the atmosphere, it causes a lot of foul smell and foul gases which are very harmful, like dioxin, ethylene, phosgene, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide and other poisonous chlorinated compounds, etc. So, we should take a note of it, and we should avoid usage of plastic bags, etc. So, it is virtually, because major reason it is virtually indestructible, it is totally not deteriorable, non biodegradable material. So, we should not use plastic material, and we should replace our lifestyle, and we should replace them with a good substitute of biodegradable and biodegradable and renewable and recyclable source of bags like jute, paper, anything. Industries waste like oil refineries, nuclear waste, disposable material, etc. include metals products, as I told you earlier also, and power plants, heavy industries all contribute to the land pollution. So, industrial waste contains all the waste and debris which is coming out from the industries and factories. Industrial sources which includes like dyes, acids, industrial chemicals also, which not only pollute, in the picture we can see very well that it not only pollute our land, it can pollute our water also, and we can see the view of how much and how far extent our land has been polluted. It can cause various health hazards like cancer also. So, we should try to reduce maximum number of pollutants, we should not dump them. Secondly, we should not dump them altogether on the land or soil surface, we should treat them and convert them into a form which is easily biodegradable by the nature, so that it can cause less damage as compared to the form when they are dumped into as such. Now, then after that I told you about global warming and greenhouse effect. What are they? Global warming refers to the rise in temperature of the surface of earth, which results in excess of harmful rays of sun. Then greenhouse effect is a process by which thermal radiation from a planetary surface is absorbed by atmospheric greenhouse radiation and re-radiated in all the direction. We have seen it, and we have already seen all the effects of global warming, all the damages global warming causes at all the levels of atmosphere, like water level, land level and air level. This is greenhouse effect. So, in that way, thank you my dear students.